Well, there's big breaking news coming in from the courts. There's a big fillip to the plans of several states in India who set up committees to bring in a uniform civil code. Within those states, the Supreme Court has refused to interfere and upheld the rights of those states to set up committees to examine the feasibility of implementing the uniform civil code in those states. Let me go across to Harish. For more on this, Harish, this is a big boost for all of those states who've now decided to set up their committees to examine whether or not a UCC can be brought in within those state boundaries. Their rights to form these committees have been upheld by the Supreme Court.
Yes, that's right, Siddharth. It's a big boost for several BJP-ruled states to set up committees to examine the feasibility of drafting a common uniform civil code. And today, Supreme Court, and that too, the bench led by Chief Justice of India, CJI Chandrachud, has dismissed, in fact, refused to entertain a petition which had said that the states did not have power. Supreme Court has refused to admit the PIL, which demanded that committee formed by Uttarakhand and Gujarat to examine feasibility of implementing UCC be scrapped. And Supreme Court very clearly said constitution of committees by Gujarat and Uttarakhand to frame UCC is challenged here. Article 162 indicates that executive power of state extends to what legislature permits it to make rules pertaining to divorce, inheritance, maintenance, etc. Extent of executive power of state subject to provisions of this constitution, and therefore refused to entertain the petition filed by an advocate, Anup Baranwal. Remember, Siddharth, this move by states like Gujarat and Uttarakhand to form UCC panels had evoked a lot of protest from the opposition parties, and in fact, this is one the big boost for even the Modi government for the centre, which had earlier told the Supreme Court that courts cannot take any decision in this regard. Courts cannot direct...
Right, Harish, I just have to interrupt you. We're getting a response from Mr. Majid Memon of the Trinamool Congress as well. Mr. Memon, thank you so much for speaking to us. There's been a big development in the Supreme Court where certain challenges that have been filed to committees established by the states of Uttarakhand as well as Gujarat to examine the feasibility of implementing the UCC, though those challenges have now been dismissed by the Supreme Court. Sir, your response?
You see, this is a very sensitive and delicate subject in as much as this touches the religious rights of the people, and therefore there is a lot of delicacy in the matter. And this matter also arouses some kind of religious sentiments, etc. Now, I think this needs to be examined centrally rather than each state, going for UCC and then trying to impose upon the people. This would create some kind of disparity in the sense that if I don't want to be governed by UCC, I step out of the state. This will create chaotic situations in the country.
Okay, Mr. Memon, thank you so much for your response. We'll